Okay, folks. First of all, I'm sorry that the recording ended early last time. Uh, I want to show you guys I want to explain a little bit more about the end of that video. Whenever we got to this last piece of this question, all right, so we worked it all the way down to here, and negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we were able to sort of cancel out, sorry, we were able to sort of cancel out here and then turn this into a negative 5 because, negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. And so we end up here at negative 5 plus or minus square root of 19. Now this is technically correct, this is good, but I want to talk a little bit more about what to do with the plus or minus. This means that there are two answers, okay? One of our answers is negative 5 plus the square root of 19. And the other answer is negative 5 minus the square root of 19. Now we're used to seeing two answers because, remember, our original problem had a square in it. Okay, so because our original problem had a square in it, that means that we're looking at an answer that's going to have a square. So this is our answer right here. So we'll have two answers, and you'll notice that the square root sign stays in the answer. All right, that's going to be a pattern that we're going to see. Okay, now I want to move forward and do number one from your homework. All right, now just like usual on these homeworks, the problems are going to get more and more difficult as you go. All right, I've got number one set up here, and then I've got my quadratic formula written down. I want you to write the quadratic formula at the top of your page because you're going to use it in every single problem. So you're going to use it on every problem on this homework. All right. So the first thing we need to do is, if we're going to use this formula with B's and A's and C's, we need to figure out from the question what is A, what is B, and what is C. All right. Now the key is it's got to be equal to 0. Okay, so if you had anything over here, you'd have to get rid of it, move it back over here, just like we did when we were factoring, right? So that's nothing new, but it's got to be equal to 0 on this side. That's sort of step one. If you were going to separate these out into steps, step one would be to make it equal 0. Okay. In other words, we want it to say ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. We got to have it in this form where we see the x squareds first, then the x's, then the numbers. Sometimes these will be minuses. That's okay. It just means that you have a negative number, but we got to see a 0 here on the other side. Okay. So what this means is that a, which is the number in front of the x squared term, or in this case the m squared term, a in this problem is going to be 1. B in this problem is going to be the number in front of m, which is negative 5. All right. And then C is going to be the number at the end, just the plain old number. We call that our C number, and so that's negative 14. Notice that I've got the negatives there on the ones that had a minus in the problem. Okay. Now I want to show you guys a quick tool that I really like so you can keep this video up, keep it paused. You can also find this on the internet. It's not super hard to find. I like this because of the color coding, right? So you can see we've got x squared, x, and then the number. So ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And then it sort of color codes, tells you which number to plug in where, all right? The c only goes here at the end. The b has a couple of spots here at the beginning. And the a is at the bottom and there between the 4 and the c. All right, so let's go ahead and plug in those numbers from this problem, all right? So negative b. Well, b is negative 5, right? So negative 5, all right, that's going to be the same thing as a positive 5. I'm going to leave it just like that for now, though. Okay, then I've got plus or minus the square root sign, okay? Then b squared, so that's going to be negative 5 squared. Putting that in parentheses is important because it's going to matter when we actually square that number. It's going to, matter for us. And then we've got minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 14. All of that is under the square root sign, right? B squared minus 4ac is all under the square root. So we've got our b squared minus 4ac. Okay. Now, don't forget, a lot of people forget here, it's also at the bottom you have to have 2 times a, which since a is 1, that's just going to end up being a 2. Okay, so let's start to simplify this out a little bit. This technically is correct, right? Because it's all numbers, right? We don't have any x's or m's or anything left in here. You could, if you had a fancy enough one, and so if you have a graphing calculator at home, you could type this into the calculator and get an answer, right? And it'll give you an answer. Unfortunately, the answer will be as a decimal. We don't usually like to work with decimals here. We like to simplify the radical like we did last week on your second assignment last week. So let's go ahead and start to simplify. So negative 5, I'm going to write that as a plus 5. All right, and then plus or minus. Let's see if we can work out what's going on inside of here. All right, negative 5 squared is 25, because negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. And then negative 4 times 1 times negative 14. The 1 doesn't really matter there, so it's really just negative 4 times negative 14. So that's going to be a positive. And then 4 times 14, well, 4 times 4 is 16, and then 4 times 10 is 40. So I think that's going to be 56. Okay. All right, and then at the bottom, we've got 2 times 1, which is just going to be 2. All right. Now on the next step, so let's go to the next step. All right, so this is good. We've really kind of cleaned it up quite a bit here. All right, instead of writing positive 5 now, I'm just going to write 5. Okay, so we got 5 plus or minus the square root of, all right, square root of, okay, 25 plus 56, that's 81 over 2. All right. So now I've got 5 plus or minus, what's the square root of 81? Some alarm bells should be going off in your head. You're going to see this quite a bit, especially at the beginning of your assignment. I think on the first 5 at least, you end up with something that looks like this. This is a perfect square. This is nice. 81 breaks down into 9 and 9. So I have exit buddies. The 9 gets to pop out, so this is really just 5 plus 9, or 5 plus or minus 9 over 2. All right, so now at this point, I want to break it out into 2 different answers. So one of my answers is going to be 5 plus 9 divided by 2. 5 plus 9 is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7. So there's one of my answers. All right. Now the other answer is going to be 5 minus 9 over 2, right? So the plus or minus splits it into 2 answers. Okay. So 5 minus 9 equals, or 5 minus 9 over 2. 5 minus 9 is negative 4 over 2. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. So here are my 2 answers. M is equal to 7, and M is equal to negative 2. All right, so quite a bit of work going on there. My suggestion, maybe when you get to here, type it into the calculator, see if it's going to give you a plain old answer, and at that point you're good. But if it gives you a decimal, then you do have to break it down. All right, so there's our 2 answers. So quite a bit of algebra going on here. That's why this is the only assignment that I gave you this week. All right, let's do another one. I want to do one that's going to give us some strange answers. So let's try number 8. So let's try number 8. All right, there it is. Okay, so number 8 is 2m squared minus 7m minus 13, and that's going to equal negative 10. Okay, so remember we talked about on the last problem that our first step is to make sure that this is 0. Well, it's not. All right, so how do we make that a 0? We've got to add 10. Negative 10 plus 10 is 0. Those go away, so I'm left with 0. That's good. I have to do that on the other side of the equal sign as well. And just like we did last week on the square roots one, when you're adding a number, you want to just put it under the number, right? It's not going to combine with the m's or the m squareds. So negative 13 plus a 10 is a negative 3. All right, and then the rest of this stuff just kind of comes down because it didn't change at all. So we've got 2m minus 7m, or 2m squared minus 7m minus 3 equals 0. Okay, so at this point we're ready to use our quadratic formula, which is, you don't have to memorize this, but my guess is by the end of the week you're going to, because you're going to use it so much. Negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You could look up on YouTube, there's some songs and stuff that help you to memorize that, but you can just look it up online, or you can look at our notes, and so you're going to be using this. All right, so let's identify our a, our b, and our c. A is the number in front of m squared, so that's 2. B is this second term here, so that's going to be the negative 7, and then C is the number that's by itself, so that's a negative 3. So again, we've got negatives here, so we have to be really careful, right? We know that making just one mistake makes us get the wrong answer, so we got to be very careful. Okay, so let's go ahead and start plugging in. All right, I'm going to do that again in purple. So negative B is going to be negative 7, right? So negative B. All right, plus or minus square root of b squared, that's going to be negative 7 squared, because negative 7 is b, minus, I'm going to need a longer square root sign here, 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is negative 3. Okay. All right. And then that's all over 2 times a, which is 2. So 2 times 2. Okay. All right. Let's start to simplify this a little bit. The first thing that I can do is sort of take care of this right here. And so that's so negative 7, we know that that's just a 7, all right? Plus or minus, let's see if we can break down the square root a little bit. Negative 7 squared, you can use a calculator for that, that's 49. And then same thing here, you can type this straight into the calculator. Negative 4 times 2 times negative 3, that's going to be a positive because I've got 2 negatives there that are going to cancel out. 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 3 is 24. So I've got 49 plus 24 there inside the square root sign, and that's all over 2 times 2. I can put that in as a 4. All right, now let's go ahead and add 49 and 24. So that's going to be 73. So now I've got 7 plus or minus the square root of 73 over 4. Okay. Now, 73, not a good number to work with, okay? So let's see if we can break that down at all. 73, it's odd, so I can't divide it by 2. Can't divide it by 3 or 4 or 5. I don't think I can divide it by 7, because 7 times 10 would be 70, so the next one would be 77, so that's not going to work. Can't do 9, because then I would have been able to do 3. I can't do 11, because like 77 again. So this, I believe, 73 is a prime number. Now what I'm going to do here really quick is I'm just going to Google that. So I'm going to type in prime factors of 73. All right. So let's see, prime factors of 73. It says there it is. 73 is a prime number. Yeah, use Google there, right? If you type in prime factors, it'll help you to break these down. So I can't do anything with this. It's going to have to stay as a square root of 73. All right. Again, I don't want to type that in and get a decimal. That's actually more work, right? It's easier to just leave it like this. It's going to make the answer ugly, but that's okay. Some of you guys are ugly. Doesn't mean that that you're not valuable, right? So an ugly answer is okay. So let's break this down into 2 answers. We talked about how we do that, right, with the 2 answers. So the first answer is going to be 7 plus the square root of 73 over 4. The second answer is going to be the minus version, right? So we talked about how the plus or minus, that's because of this square root. We know that 2 things can give you 73, or any number that's under here, the positive version and the negative version. So that's why we break it into 2 different answers, so 73 over 4. Now let's see if we can do any reduction here. Like if this was an 8, I could kind of, divide the 8 by 4, but I can't do that here. 7 and 4 don't work very well together. So even though it's ugly, these are going to be my 2 answers, okay? Now, you guys have access on the hub to the answers, so make sure you're taking advantage of that, right? So we can check right here. All right, there's the answer that matches our answer for number 8. Okay, now let's kind of look forward to some of the problems that are at the end of this, because we know that they get tougher and tougher as you go, right? So most of the back page, you'll notice the first thing that you're going to have to do, none of these are equal to 0. So you're going to have to subtract away that thing that's on the right side, all right? And then a lot of these are also going to be versions where you're not going to be able to get rid of the square root, okay? Feel free to come to office hours for those tough ones. I'm not going to do them on